Good day. Thank you very much for joining me on this platform. My name is Dr. Charlie, TSBD, the Small Business Doctor. Before we proceed with today's show, why don't we commit just a few seconds to look into the crucial importance of our environment? We prioritize entrepreneurship with sustainability. So please just hang in there, we'll soon be done. Indeed, our environment is of paramount importance. Whatever you do as an entrepreneur in agriculture, mining, construction, transport, retail, trading, wholesaling, all services, we encourage you to practice entrepreneurship with sustainability and pass on this environment in good stead to future generations for better use. That's exactly what we do with all our brands: VCCI, EIZ, SBGZ, SFS, and SBGA. Just marvel at the fluffy clouds on high, the beautiful waterfalls, and of course the still waters, the amazing duck swimming across the land, the cattle and the deer grazing. Above is the beautiful scenic Xmas Pass in Mutare, Manicaland, Zimbabwe. My name is Dr. Charlie. I want to encourage you to avoid cutting trees and polluting our cities, but practice entrepreneurship with sustainability. Thank you for listening and enjoy your show. Hello, Africa. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time that you are catching up with me. Welcome to SBGA Insights, and SBGA stands for Small Business Gateway Africa. Of course, our payoff line is connecting and empowering African SMEs. Welcome, sweet mother Africa. This is your hottest platform in the motherland, which gives you some exciting insights about entrepreneurship and SME development in Africa. Now, I'm sure I've whetted your appetite that much. Let me deep dive into what sort of insights do I want to share with you today. But first things first, remember that we should do entrepreneurship with sustainability. Remember, there is green environment, climate change, disaster management, and I'm sure you got the key lessons from the earlier advert. And of course, let's look into innovation tunnel. So entrepreneurship is all about creativity and innovation, and that's what this innovation tunnel is actually demonstrating. It is about, in most of the cases, coming up with new ideas that build on what we already know. One word for that is modification. So whenever we talk about entrepreneurship, whenever we talk about innovation, you can simply summarize that with one word: modification. That's over 80, if not 90% most of the time. We are simply saying we already have this pre-existing knowledge. In what way can we sort of do it much better than what we used to do? And that's modifying. And then in about 20% of the time, that's, or even less, that's when you actually come up with out of this world, something totally new, never heard of. So that's one insight there. Creativity, innovation, it's all about make use of what you already know. Then think around. How else can you improve what you already know? So that's creativity, that's innovation. It shouldn't be a struggle there, of course. Like I said, we are Small Business Gateway Africa, SBGA. Our payoff line, connecting and empowering African SMEs in Mother Africa, sweet Mother Africa. And as SPGA, we prioritize, of course, in ensuring that we are promoting collective efforts to advance entrepreneurship and SME development in Africa. Let us have a look at some of our services there. We provide business networking, so virtually, of course. So we are saying if you are proud and identify yourself as an African entrepreneur, or you are operating in Africa, then we want to invite you to be part of SBGA. We can hook up with each other virtually, and we can network and begin to showcase our various types of businesses. And then another service there is Business Life Story. This is very, very important. We are inviting you to please share with us your business life story. All you need to do is look back 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, maybe 7 years when you first founded your business. What was it like? How difficult was it to start your new venture? Where did you get the kind of support that you obtained? Okay, what were the challenges? Why were they challenges? And how did you overcome? And of course, we want to hear your story about successes too. What were the successes? Why were they successes? And how did you ensure that you succeed? So, we want to hear your business life story. And as you tell us your story, what are the key talking points? What lessons can you say? Lesson A, lesson B, lesson C, or lesson number one, lesson number two? Or if you don't want lesson, what sort of advice would you like to give to seasoned entrepreneurs in Africa, and also to upstarting young boys, girls, young men, young women, or college and university graduates who want to venture into business and right in the motherland, sweet mother Africa? So, business life story. Cement your legacy as an African entrepreneur so that we publish your story in our SBGA journal. Okay. Then we also provide professional membership. You can actually join SBGA. You can be an SBGA Ruby Fellow, which is set aside for those who are prospecting entrepreneurs in Africa, or you can be an SBGA Emerald Fellow, which is for micro entrepreneurs in Africa, or you can be a Sapphire Fellow, which is for small businesses in Africa, or you can be a Diamond Fellow, which is set aside for African entrepreneurs who are operating medium-sized enterprises in Africa. Then finally, we do provide business advice. This is not the only one when I say finally, but on this slide, okay, business advice. Because we are networking, we are then able to actually share advice. For example, if you want to know how to successfully operate your business in West Africa, because we've got a number of entrepreneurs from West Africa, then we also have hindsight knowledge, okay, based on their experiences. Similarly, we then get hindsight knowledge from those entrepreneurs in North Africa, those from Southern Africa, East Africa, Central Africa. This is what we are talking about. So maybe you're in Southern Africa and you want to expand into East Africa. We are able to advise you based on all these connections that we have built. And of course, we do run conferences virtually, but soon we should be doing those face to face, and we can actually rotate to say we have a conference in West Africa, Southern Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, and West Africa, and North Africa. So why don't you join us? Why don't you join SBGA? And together we put collective effort to advance entrepreneurship and SME development in Africa. We also today now, I just want to talk about one insight, and that insight is business opportunity. I'm actually seeing that I forgot to write it there. So today's insight is about business opportunity. That's the second insight. The first one I gave you was about innovation in creativity, and I was saying it is all about modifying. Now I want to give you another insight here very quickly. I don't want the video to be long. It's business opportunity. Many times you hear entrepreneurs saying, business opportunities are very difficult to come by, or this economy is squeezing us out. Business opportunities are now very rare. So the golden question to you is, what is a business opportunity? Let me take that again. The key question is, what is a business opportunity. I don't want this to be very long, so I'll try and make use of everyday words to explain what is a business opportunity. So I'm saying there, number one bullet in there, an opportunity. To understand a business opportunity, think in terms of possibilities that you are able to find or to discover in the business environment or in the market. You know, the word market, normally we think of it in a number of ways. If you say, I'm going to the market, then it has got a geographical space meaning, a physical meaning, to say you actually drive your car or get a commuter or bus, and then you go to where the market is. But what is a market, even if it is a physical place? This is where buyers and sellers meet. Those who are selling, they come with their goods and wares, and those that want to buy, like you go to the market. So when you talk of a market, it can be a physical place. But it doesn't have to be a physical place all the time. It can actually be a place which is virtual, which is existing in your mind. Because at any time we are bombarded by advertisement from company A, from company B. Even when you read magazines, even when you go through perusing different websites, you are already perusing different markets. So it does not necessarily have to be physical where you can go. Here in your mind, you have a market awareness, you have got adverts, offers from different buyers, and you are beginning to engage them. So within your mind, again, that's a marketplace. So to understand the term business opportunity, think of it in terms of, are you able to discover beneficial possibilities within a given situation in that market? So to discover means that beneficial possibility is already there. Think of it in terms of you hiding, let's say, your wallet under the couch or under the sofas, and then you say to your kids, hey, I want you to find where I hid the wallet, or I hid the hat or a cap or a cup. So I want you guys to find the first person who's going to find the cup. I'm going to give him ice cream. So the kids can run around the house looking everywhere. They are looking everywhere because there's a cup which is there, and all they need to do is to discover it. So when you use the word discover, you are actually acknowledging that beneficial possibility is there. So I don't want to use the word business opportunity to explain it. So I'm simply saying business opportunity can be understood in terms of beneficial possibilities that are there in the market. When we say they are there, then it means you can find them or you can discover them. So all you need to be alert, not to be asleep. You need to be alert so that you get to know the tentative identifiers which can help you to discover them. You can also think of business opportunity in terms of creating the beneficial possibility. Now, when you create, you can actually see these are two different words. Discovering, you are discovering something which is there. But creating, you are not creating something which is there. How can you create something which is already there? So creating means you are putting into existence something which was not there. But of course, you can use raw materials, making use of those materials which are already in existence so that you can create something which was not there. So it is also possible to think of business opportunities in terms of creating. In other words, you take advantage of the knowledge that you are aware of. What is happening in the business environment? What is there? Then you put A and B together in such a way that it is going to create interest into something, and you already put your beneficial possibility on top. So when you do that, you have created yourself a business opportunity. Okay, for example, if you are aware that there are plenty of watermelons, And then you are also aware that there's a new shop which is opening somewhere. Because you are understanding this information, you can put two and two together and put a premium, and already you have created an opportunity which was not there. Maybe a more classic example is whereby you can see someone and you say, "Ah, you know what, you look much, much nicer if you have long hair." It doesn't mean that that guy doesn't have long hair. They have a long hair, whether they are gentleman or gentle lady. But you are creating an opportunity because you are actually saying, you look much nicer if you have long hair, and I can manufacture long hair for you. So you are creating an opportunity. Okay. So let's move on. When we say beneficial, when we say beneficial, we are saying it has to be profitable. It has to be profitable. Okay. Beneficial means it has to be profitable. So this is the benchmark that you can use to assess this beneficial aspect. Okay. So I don't want this video to be long. I'll be shooting the next video to explain the remaining insights there. But today we have looked at what is a business opportunity, and we are saying think of it in terms of discovering something which is already there. Or think of creating, in other words, creating a situation which will result in you getting a beneficial possibility. Okay. It's like, for example, suppose you just pour maybe a chemical on somebody's head and their hair is taken off. And they're already saying, "Oh, look now, my head is bald. How can you? So, what is going to happen? Look, we have an interview. What is going to happen?" And they say, "No, don't worry. I already have a wig." So I'm not saying do that, but it's just an example. So the whole idea is somebody's head is now bald and they are going for an interview and they want their hair. But because their hair is gone off and you are saying, "Don't worry, I've got a wig, an artificial hair." So can you see you have created an opportunity by causing a disastrous thing whereby somebody lost their hair and you are now having to give them a wig. This is not something that I'm saying go and do, but I'm saying I want to demonstrate what creating means. Creating means looking at the current environment, what is happening, and then you try and coordinate A, B, C, D, and E such that it result in a demand. By demand, it results in some people in the market saying, "I want this product, I want this service," and then you are able to offer that service. Okay, like I said, let me end here. And the second one is when we say beneficial, we are saying it must be profitable. And by profitable, you are looking at what is the cost. What is the cost of me producing the product or the service? What is the cost? And then you also say, what is the markup? So when you now say my cost is $5 and my selling price is $10, it means your markup is $5. That's the profit. If your cost is $5 and your selling price is $6, it means your profit is $1. Then if it is like that, then you can say there is a beneficial possibility and it is in line with talking of a business opportunity. But there are more benchmarks, okay? So let me just move on. I'm not going to explain this. I'll explain them later. I don't want it to be long. So we have come to the end of SBGA Insights for today. My name is Dr. Charlie, TSBD, the small business doctor. And the main thing is I want to invite you, if you're an African entrepreneur, you take pride in operating a micro, small, or medium sized business in Africa, the motherland. And if you are happy and passionate to have collective effort with other African entrepreneurs, I want to invite you to please write to us. Our email address is africansme@sbgazim.com. africansme@sbgazim.com. WhatsApp number there, +26371493407 +26371493407. 4078. Why don't you join SBGA today? You can join as an SBGA Ruby Fellow, or an Emerald Fellow, or a Sapphire Fellow, or you can join as a Diamond Fellow. There's also packages for Gold Fellow and Platinum Fellow. For more details, I can always explain that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I really look forward to welcoming you on SBGA. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. It will be very interesting to receive your email. Please give me some feedback. What do you think of this video? What do you think of the short insights I have given you? Please share this video, like it first, share it with all your colleagues, and of course, like we always do, we say click the subscriber button. Okay, so click the subscriber button so that you'll be the first to get notified each time I release a video like this. My name is Dr. Charlie TSBD, the small business doctor, and our payoff line here is connecting and empowering African SMEs. SBGA Insights. With that, bye bye.